Hello and welcome to Backstage with Actors Training Ground. I'm your host, Tanner Lagasca. I am so happy to have as my first guest for our debut episode a man who has helped me on my journey as an actor many years ago. He is a nationally acclaimed director. He has received praise for his productions all across the U.S. and has left a trail of successful artists who have had the opportunity to cross his path. Please welcome Paul Barnes. Hey, Paul, welcome.
Thank you, Tanner.
Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule for this. I'm so excited to have you on my first episode, and I can't wait to hear what you have to say to all the actors out there who are dying to know what to do with acting and how to work with directors as well. So my first question for you, though, is what got you started into the arts itself?
Well, I grew up in a family that was very pro-arts, was exposed to a lot as a kid, but it was really taking a drama elective in high school that got me turned towards and excited about theater. I started, as so many people do, as an actor. And because I was a guy in a high school theater program, there were plentiful opportunities. But I realized some years later that almost as soon as I started acting, I also started directing, whether it was doing scene work with classmates or, more full-length projects, or as I did over one Christmas break, I wrote a play for my block that I lived on for the kids on the block to perform. So directing was an interest, and it just took me a while to realize that that was really where I belonged. More than I did as an actor. It was being behind the table rather than in front of the table that seemed to suit me most comfortably.
Did you do any act? I know that you did yeah, I saw you played a flower. Did you do anything else other than that before you had come to the conclusion that maybe being behind the table was where you want to be?
Yeah, I did play a flower. That was in second grade, I think. And then high school and college, I was involved in, real speaking roles in real plays. I took a year and studied professionally at the American Academy of Dramatic Arts in New York City. But at the end of that year, my mom died unexpectedly, and I returned to California to take care of business, to be administrator of her estate. And while I was there, I went back to my old high school and checked in with my high school drama teacher and said, "Hey, I'm back. I've got some time. Put me to work." And so he gave me a couple of his advanced acting students, and we worked on the opening scene between Stella and Blanche from A Streetcar Named Desire.
I love
And I
that.
think that's what sort of led me down the path of becoming a high school drama teacher, which I did. I eventually went back to school, got my degree, my teaching credential, and ended up being the head of a really fine theater program at a school in the Central Valley of California, the town of Stockton. And had a great group of students. They were talented, they were committed, they were hardworking. I had a principal who said, please challenge students with good material. I had supportive parents. It was an incredible environment in which to work. And I was also blessed with a kind of funky black box theater space that was a converted wood shop. And I could, do productions in any kind of configuration that I wanted, whether it was in the round, thrust, proscenium, tennis court style. And so in many ways, I consider my 5 years teaching and directing at Lincoln High School in Stockton as my real director's training, because it was so experiential, which is one of the things that I really think about becoming a director, is that it's one of those learn as you do endeavors. The more you do it, the more you learn, the better you become.
Hmm.
So yeah, theater was always kind of the backbone and the spine of what I wanted to do and what I was doing. But I had a few, detours before I became purely a professional theater director.